let's go to our lovely next speaker, who is Sophia Kupse. Now, this woman is incredible. If only she could believe it herself sometimes. Maybe you feel a bit like that, where people say to you, you're amazing, incredible. You go, oh, I don't know, oh, this old dress, you know what I mean, or whatever. That kind of feeling. Sometimes I get that with Sophia. She knows she's amazing. She knows she's brilliant. She has helped me personally with my health. She's helped my husband, which was a challenge because he doesn't want to be helped. But he did open to Sophia and got some support. Lots of women in the community are really, really, indebted to Sophia and her amazingness. She is, she's just incredible. But without further ado, Sophia, if you'd like to come to the stage, please, so we can hear about your talk. So where is she? Where's Sophia?
I'm here.
Where are you? I can't see you, and I can't. So if you just want to share your screen.
Share my screen.
Sorry, share your video. I just put the fear of death into it then. She's like, well, I haven't got anything to share. So share your video.
What does that mean? Share my video, start my video?
Yeah, yes, so just start your video at the bottom left. Yay. There we go. We can see you now.
I'm here.
You couldn't see you for a minute.
I don't know why.
So round of applause for Sophia, please. And if you think you're seeing double, because I can see Val just above your head. Val is Sophia's sister, just in case you think you can.
And we're not twins.
That's okay, lovely. Over to you to be amazing and incredible as ever.
Thank you. Before I start, I'd like to say thank you to Cheryl Marion for hosting this fabulous event and giving me the opportunity to speak today. And hello to everyone listening. It's lovely to be here with you all. And in my talk, I'd like to share with you how and why I chose to challenge change in my life. And when I did, what showed up. So on Tuesday, the 16th of February, 2021, at about 5 p.m, you could find me in my kitchen making pancakes. Why? Because it was Shrove Tuesday, better known as Pancake Day. Now, if any one of you out there has ever made pancakes before, you'll know that there is a certain skill in not just following the recipe, but actually cooking pancakes. And it was during this cooking process, as I was waiting for the first side of my pancake to cook, I realized that if I didn't time flipping the pancake right, the longer I left the pancake cooking, the more that side would overcook and burn. Now, hands up, who loves a burnt pancake? Well, usually no one, but there's always one, isn't there? Well, in my house, it tends to go in the bin. What you really want is an evenly cooked on both sides, golden coloured pancake, so you can pack it full of the yummiest, the most scrumptious fillings, and then sit down in that very moment and lose yourself in how good it all tastes. Well, cooking pancakes is like daily life. Timing is everything. How many times have you missed opportunities because you just sat on the fence thinking, hesitating, waiting for that perfect moment when you would be really ready? Because right then, when the opportunity showed up, you felt there was still something missing. You know, you need to do another course or another workshop. Yeah, that's right. Get another qualification before you felt comfortable stepping into your new opportunity shoes. After all, you are protecting yourself from failure or even being accused of imposter syndrome. And that is not a good thing, is it? Maybe you've missed out on relationships that could have, should have been, because you held yourself back on making the first move because of past broken promises. Whatever the reasons why you just sat or are still sitting on the fence, remind yourself what that position gives you. Does it really buy you more time? No, it doesn't. And you know it costs you more time. And time is the most precious commodity you have because you can never buy more of it, no matter how wealthy you are. every second you are given is a golden opportunity for you to invest in yourself and make that change happen, which I discovered many years ago in an unforeseeable way. Let me take you back to the 23rd of March 2020. Now, it started off as any other normal Monday. I woke up 6 a.m. and got ready to travel on the train to work in my London clinic, which I've done for the last 9 years, every week for 2 days. The rest of the week, I work in my clinic at home in Bradford as a complementary therapist, using the treatment I founded to help people resolve their physical back pain. Now, 50% of the treatment is psychology based and 50% is hands-on therapy. And over the last 5 years, I've been collecting data to evaluate client pain improvement, and noticed, especially in the last 2 years, that people were getting really good results after the first therapy session with me. Now, the data also showed me that the biggest improvement came from the talking part of the therapy and using my unique mapping system, especially when I intuitively connect to that person's inner self, known as the inner child. But instead of doing something with the data, I kept ignoring it. I just sat on the fence. Have you ever had a gut feeling about something, then gone and ignored it, only to discover later that had you followed your gut instinct, things might have worked out differently? I'm sure you have. Well, that happened to me many times, sitting on the fence, missing key opportunities because it's easier to just sit and wait for destiny to show up. You know what they say, when the time's right, the right door will open. Well, back then, no bloody door was opening for me. But little did I know that the right door was about to open on the 23rd of March 2020, and I didn't even see it coming. That day, I travelled to London. I ignored the news and just focused on my work because I had a heavy workload. Yes, can you believe it? I actually managed to miss that the whole country was about to go into lockdown, and only realised what that meant to me when I got home the next day. When I opened my emails, I saw an urgent notification from my professional body, the CNHC, telling me to close my clinic from immediate effect. No hands-on work allowed. Suddenly, a wave of sickness came over me. I'd never ever not worked in my life since the age of 10, and I was now 56 and being told not to work. Looking back, I remembered in the days and weeks that followed, the feeling of loss coming over me like a huge tsunami wave. I'd lost my mother the year before, and now I was feeling the same emotions of loss, panic, fear, pain. And there was so much uncertainty about my future. And this free-falling feeling went on for weeks and weeks. I just wanted to get off the roller coaster of not being in control of my life. And then I remembered that I'd been here before with the same feelings of not being in control. Have you ever had a time in your life where you felt you just lost control of what direction your life was going in? Well, let me take you even further back to Christmas Eve, the 24th of December, 1987. I'd just come out of midnight mass and I was ready to drive home to prepare for the festivities of Christmas Day. It was a perfect night, dry, cold, crisp, and no cloud cover, just a million stars looking down on me. As I gently pulled out into the busy road, I suddenly saw a pair of lights coming towards me. Not sure what it was, I stopped, but the lights just got bigger and closer. By the time I realised they were car headlights, the drink driver had already hit me head on. My car was crushed, and so was I. Over the weeks that followed, most of my injuries healed, except my legs. I couldn't feel them anymore. I damaged my sciatic nerve, and the doctors had given me a 3% chance of walking again. I chose not to challenge the doctors. Well, I was only 23 years old, and I was taught you don't challenge experts. For months, I made no recovery until I read 2 books, Louise Hay, You Can Heal Your Life, and Susan Jeffers, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. Those 2 books ignited my recovery. It reminded me that I was in control of my life, not the doctors, and that I had nothing to lose. And within 6 months, I learned to walk again. I chose to challenge doctors again on the 31st of May, 1993, when my son Alex was born with 2 rare genetic conditions, as well as autism. The doctor said he would never be able to speak, never work or go to mainstream school. He'd never be able to interact fully with society. They'd written him off, and they told me to go home and not raise my hopes as a mother, as I'd only be disappointed. But I had been here before, and again, I chose to challenge the medics on my son's behalf, and I replied, just you watch him fly. Alex is now 27 years old, and with guidance and support, he went into mainstream school. He became a 100-metre track athlete. He ran for West Yorkshire. He has a cabinet full of trophies. He went to Buckingham Palace and received his Duke of Edinburgh gold medal from Prince Philip for leading his team on a 5-day expedition. And he carried the Olympic torch in 2012 after being nominated by his city for all his voluntary work in the community. He gained his science degree with honours, and he now works with the John Lewis Group and is praised by his work colleagues and customers for outstanding commitment in his role serving others. And finally, for the boy who was once told he would never speak, he has his own popular podcast channel and is known as a social media influencer. If I had not challenged, he would not have been given the opportunity to change and become the successful man he is today, not allowing his disability to get in the way of helping other people be the best they can be. I ask you now, can you be the voice of change that guides, leads, and supports change in challenging times to make a real difference in your life? Because if you can, and you do make a difference in your life, you will have a positive impact, an impact that will affect other people's lives. And then other people will impact other people's lives, and so on, triggering a chain reaction that transforms potentially the world. On the 1st of August 2020, 4 months after the first national lockdown, I opened my clinic doors, and this time online. I'd spent the previous months rebuilding my brand online, overcoming my fears around technology, speaking over Zoom, delivering webinars. I chose to challenge the current situation of uncertainty with multiple lockdowns, as well as losing my business of almost 30 years, to create a space where I could serve my clients and myself at the highest level and offer certainty in a time of global uncertainty. Hindsight is a great thing. The universe had tried to show me years before in the data that I had collected to step up and make that change. But my fear to change stopped me, and I just sat on my fence because it was easier. Then when the national lockdown came last year, I had no choice but to change, and the results have been simply amazing. Sometimes the best opportunities to change come from challenging events when you least expect. So if you've been inspired by my story today, I invite you all to choose to challenge sitting on the fence and go and flip a pancake instead, because life will definitely be sweeter, believe me. Thank you.
Brilliant.
Yay.
Loving it, loving it. You can unmute your mic if you want to have a bit of sound there. Fabulous.
Fantastic.
Wonderful. And can I just say, this is the woman who said to me, oh, I don't really know if I can stand up and speak about it. Well, okay, she's sitting down today, but I don't think it matters if she's standing up or standing on her head or doing a fucking cartwheel, quite frankly. Well done, Sophia. Amazing, amazing journey, amazing story. I can see Val going like that just above your head. I don't know if you can. Great. Have a look in the chat box. Just see how you can inspire and inform people, how you can help them to be freaking awesome, just like you are, my lovely. Thank you very, very much. Another incredible speaker. So we've had Wendy like shocking us with the news about animal cruelty, and Sophia telling us to go out and flip a pancake. What a fabulous idea. Thank you so much, my lovely. Whoop, whoop, whoop. So let me just remove the spotlight there. Sophia, if I was to ask you in terms of the Find Your Why, what would you, in like just a couple of words, I don't, you know, what would you say that we've helped you to do?
Focus, identify, focus on what I need to focus on, identify if I really am in the right place doing what I'm doing, and getting clarity to move myself forward. That's what it's helped me. And I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for the community of the Find Your Why group.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Good stuff, good stuff. Okay, so lovely ladies, hope you're enjoying this so far. Should we just have a bit of a stretch? Have a quick stretch, Maz? Do you want to